Oh, this is still so strange to me. We're married now. Even though we only met for the first time, 2 days ago? And even then, it was just us briefly seeing each other before the ceremony. I don't know how to feel. I guess I'm scared that we won't like each other. But I want to try my best to be happy. I'm sorry if I seem so morose. Truly, I respect my father's decision. I understand that it makes sense for the eldest siblings of both kingdoms to get married so that our kingdoms can have a good alliance, but I still wish that my feelings had been taken more into account. But I haven't really asked how you feel yet. You looked just as nervous as I did when we were standing there up at the altar. So, what are your thoughts going forward from here? Yeah, I guess we do just have to get to know each other and see how things turn out. It's not like our veranda doesn't have plenty of room in case we don't get along. I just don't know what's expected of me. Don't be afraid? Well, I don't know if I can just as easily banish my fears like that. You do seem kind, and I want to trust you. I just don't know. I'm used to having my trust manipulated by those around me who wish to use my status as the princess for their own gain. Yeah, more times than I can count. Whether it's servants that I think are my friends because they treat me so kindly and ask me about how I'm feeling, but all they're hoping for is more money. Or it's dukes and lords who try to gain my favor just because they wish for my father's fortune, thinking that they'll land on his throne. I'm tired of just being a pawn, and this is just an extension of that. Married off for political reasons. I do love my kingdom, and I know that this is for the best, but I can't help but feel like my entire life I was just made for this. To be used against my will, without my thoughts even mattering. Do you feel the same way? Your circumstances aren't much different than mine after all. Well, I can take solace in the fact that we have that understanding of each other. Was there someone else, before we got married, that you had feelings for? I know I would be utterly devastated if I was in love and then told that I had to spend my life with a stranger. No? That's a relief. To steal you away from somebody would probably make me feel even worse. I do hope that our union brings peace to our kingdoms. It's tough sharing that border, our resources and our trades. I guess my father handles all that stuff. But as the eldest, I do hear the most about it. I do have 3 younger brothers, you know. The eldest of them is set to become the king, when he's old enough at least. Whereas being a girl, it's different. They're all such loyal, hard-working children. Even though they're younger than I am, hardly even adults yet. And they still have devoted themselves to my father utterly and completely. I can't help but feel like he views me as kind of a traitor for having thoughts and feelings of my own. But it's so strange that my brothers are just extensions of my father. Like, don't they have their own personalities and their own interests and dreams? Or have they already been robbed of that, knowing of their duties? Tell me of your dreams. If you'd been born anyone else, what would you hope to accomplish with your life? That sounds nice. I can admire that. I hope that in some way you're able to live out your dream. Me? Oh, well, it might be a little bit silly, but if you really want to know, I always dreamed of being a painter, traveling around the world, not just our kingdoms, seeing landscapes and people and detailing them in paintings, capturing the moments around me in a way that only I could. I used to paint so much when I was younger, but my father... No, I wouldn't want to make you sad. Well, okay. He last year destroyed all my brushes and canvases. All my finished works he had burned because he knew I loved them so much, and he worried that it would dissuade me from my duties. He told me that I had to learn what it meant to be a princess, and to have so much love for a craft like this was leading me astray. I think there were rumors from the maids that I was planning on running off, trying to live as a painter, but they weren't true. I almost wish they were, so I could at least understand why he did what he did. But I'm sorry. I don't want to bring the mood down. We are newlyweds after all. We might as well rejoice in each other's company. This is the beginning of forever. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know I sound less than thrilled. It has nothing to do with you, really. I'm just so caught up in my own mind. We should do something together, though. Maybe it'll help distract me. What is it that you do when you have time to yourself? go for a walk? That's not a bad idea. This is the countryside after all. I spend very little time out here. And you probably haven't seen this part of our kingdom. So, let's explore a little bit. It's a nice location. Out of the way, but still central. That town just down the hill. I heard they specialize in fine cheeses, so we'll definitely have to go down and pick some up sometime. And we do have servants around to make food, though I've always wanted to try cooking myself. Not a very princess thing to do, I know. But it's a form of creativity, where I get to cater to my own tastes. You know when you're young and there's maids in the kitchen working on snacks, and they have that bowl of cookie dough before it goes in the oven? And you sneak your hand in just to grab a little bit and taste it. I used to do that all the time. In fact, I was banished from the kitchen at a certain age. But it made me want to cook myself, because then I could taste my creation as I went, and there'd be no one to stop me. I could witness as it evolved, changed from just a lump in a bowl to a tray of cookies or a cake. Really? You think we should cook? I would love to. Let's make sure that the servants know that we're going to make dinner for ourselves tonight. And you don't mind joining me? I agree, it would be a nice thing to do together. The fresh air is so nice out here. It's nothing like the castle I grew up in. We used to vacation out here, infrequently at least, when my mother was still alive. But after her death with the birth of my third brother, my father decided, well, he didn't want to see this place again, because it was her favorite place to be, and he missed her so much. You know, my father and mother were in a similar arranged marriage, but they fell deeply, deeply in love. He told me that when they were standing at the altar, he despised her. That he felt she was robbing his dreams, but that he grew to find her the most wonderful person in the world. I wonder if you and I will be the same. Maybe this is a strange thing to say, but I very much hope we fall in love. You as well. That's good to hear. I think it would be so nice. It's wonderful out here. And there's something about how you make me feel when I look over at you. I will admit at first, I did feel almost like being with you was the end of my own life, the beginning of something else, something I wasn't looking forward to. But now it feels like a chance for a new beginning, knowing that you're as much of a dreamer as I am, and that you're willing to do something as low class, I suppose, as cook. I think you do seem like a person I could really fall in love with. Do you see me the same way? Or am I just too talkative and obnoxious, immature? That's what my father always said, at least. You really don't see me like that. I hope you're not lying to me. My heart, it's pounding in my chest. I don't know if it's because I'm happy or because I'm nervous. Maybe it's a bit of both. I think the sun's beginning to set over the hill. Oh, I remember a lovely spot to watch the sunset. It was just over here. Come on, take my hand. Right under this tree. Sit here. Do you see the way the horizon is lined like that? The sun dipping below it. The village sitting in the valley. It feels like we're above the world, watching it. In a place like this, I feel like I could do anything. Like I'm separate from the life I used to live, and the desires of others. Maybe that's just me being silly, but I hope a spot like this can, I don't know, provide that same sense of freedom to you. Even if we're somewhat trapped together, I like to think that we can enjoy freedom, just a little bit. Thank you for being kind to me and listening. I really can't wait to learn more about you.